What's up, Internet Land? Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, here with another Transformers third-party review. Figures we're reviewing today is the DX9 Conehead Seekers. Now, I was on Facebook one day, and the dude comes on, and he's like, "Hey, anybody want to buy these for like 37 bucks?" And I'm like, "Sold!" Like, I think his listing was up for all of like 20 minutes. I got right on that. It was a deal that was too good to pass up. I have been low-key looking for a set of Legend Seekers for a while. And like I kind of wanted to add them to my collection, but I didn't really want to pay like, $50 to $70 per Seeker for like, the DX9 or Magic Square ones. I was kind of more keen on getting Magic Square ones than New Age ones because I've already got New Age Seekers, and I think that they're wonderful, but I like variety as well. And so I was thinking, yeah, let's just pick up the Magic Square ones, and they'll be like, but I couldn't find a good deal on them. And Magic Square ones seem to be a little bit rarer than New Age ones. And they came in only a set, so I'd have to have like a month. In any case, long story short, saw these guys, picked them right up, and basically stole them. Guy, if you're listening to these things, I'm sorry. I don't mean to insult you, but that price was delightfully low, and I got right on that. But they came in, everything's great. The previous user, at least one of the previous users, put some tiny-ass Decepticon symbols on them, which is nice. I don't particularly need them, but I'm not going to go out of my way to take them off either. I think that they look decent. So, just pointing out that those Decepticon symbols do not come standard on this. They're probably Toy Hacks labels, if I'm being perfectly honest. But anyhow, in terms of accessories, they all come with what you got. Just each figure has got its own uniquely shaped. They're not like null rays per se, but they are something kind of like null rays, I guess. We'll just call them null rays. That's an easy thing to remember. One thing I don't like about these DX9 figures, so I will point out that DX9 did turn into New Age, so these scale perfectly with the New Age Seekers. Here's Starscream for comparison. Starscream doesn't want to stand up either. What the F, man? So they do scale perfectly, which is fantastic because, as I've mentioned, my other three Seekers are New Age Seekers. But yeah, though I will say that they don't have very strong heel support, which is also kind of a complaint that I have with the New Age Seekers. Again, I've never handled the Magic Square ones, so I don't know exactly how they are, but, whatever. They look good, they play fairly good, and hopefully they'll display just fine. So, fingers crossed and all that jazz. Articulation on all three of these guys is the same, so I'm just going to go over one. By the way, I will say that these figures are kind of old, so like parts of their design have not aged super well. Some of these ball joints are loosened up a bit. It's not like a deal breaker, but for the price, they are absolutely worth it. Which is a hard way to recommend anything because, if you can find them for 37 bucks, pick them up. But by the way, you're never going to find them for 37 bucks. Anyhow, so they have a head that's on a swivel. It rotates side to side. It doesn't go all the way around. It's not without pulling this out because of the position of these like intakes on the side. It wants to kind of bang against them. Head does go down a little bit, up quite a bit actually. So decent looking there. Shoulder goes all the way around on this ball joint. It's cut on the top so it goes out for the full tree pose. You've got a ball jointed elbow with just over 90 degrees of bend. It is the same for his other arm. I should point that out because his arms are not technically symmetrical. One of them has got a hinge, but that really only affects the transformation. It doesn't seem to affect the posability at all. That ball joint, of course, is a swivel as well, so he's got arm swivel that goes side to side. No rotation in the wrist, though I will say that one of these wrists does have this little transformation joint here, which you can get a little bit of, if you have something, like he's holding something, you can kind of move it at an angle a little bit. No waist joint, unfortunately. Hips are ball jointed, they'll go that far forward, that far, This part gets in the way, so they won't really go back. They'll go out, especially if you can move this kibble out of the way, which is difficult to do, but they will theoretically go out for a full tree pose. Bet you this guy will do a full tree pose, and that guy, but I picked the wrong, yeah, see, he does a full tree pose. I just picked the wrong one. Little cut bicep swivel there. Knee joint for single bend at just less than 90 degrees. Ankle is on a ball joint, so that gives you some swivel, a little bit of tilt, and a little bit of up and down. And these guys are all the same. Their face sculpts are different. We can zoom in on their faces real quick. This guy's got kind of a expression, and this guy's got kind of a expression, and this guy's got kind of a expression. But yeah. But the detail is good on them. Not much of the paint apps. For paint apps, they've got, of course, their face has got gray and red for the eyes, though I will say that for this guy, they're actually orange, or is that yellow or gold? I don't know. It's a yellowish, goldish, orangish color for the eyes. Other than that, really the only paint app that you find on these is on their torso. The torso section on all three of these guys is painted, this guy white, that guy blue, that guy red. And then these little spots actually don't appear. Maybe they are painted. Maybe. I don't know. They look like a separate piece to me. This little shin part here. A little bit of paint on the toes. Anyhow, very light on the paint, these figures. So you can expect them to not come off anytime soon. Wow, I just noticed that this guy's tit is out of whack. May have to find a way to pull that out, trim that down, and put that back into place. But anyhow, transformation on these guys is all the same for all three of them, but I will do all three of them really quickly. Well, I'll do the first one and explain it, and the second ones I'll just kind of like rush through them. Because otherwise, I don't know. It's a little bit different, but it's mostly the same. So to get these started up, what you want to do is you want to take these intakes and fold them straight back. You want to bend this out, swing it around. There's like a ball joint here. Swing it around, swing his head around, and then straighten this part out. This arm is going to go up and around. You want to take off his null ray. We'll take off both his null rays. How about that? How about that? This one goes up and around. And then you are going to bring this elbow joint around and then fold this into his body cavity like so. This one is going to come up and around. That's going to come into his nose cavity here. You want to fold up his fist, bring that into his fuselage here, bring these down until they clip into place. You've got visible everything. It's a good thing that they updated the transformation on these guys for the New Age versions. But that's part of why these guys are cheaper, because, you know, they're not particularly designed great. I can bring this part around a bit. These knees, you want to yank on them and then combiner wars just that front panel up, like so. The feet will fit into those hollows. Tab the legs together. Bring this down. Bring this in. These little dovetails will fit into that. Boom. Clip that all together. There he is. Oh yeah, clip these into place. Straighten them out. There's one. What was the second one? Bump, bump, bump. Turn that around. Bring that all the way up. Turn that around so you can see his face. Take off his rays. Bring this part around. You do always need to do this arm first, because if you don't, you're going to be in for a world of misery, because you just can't transform this arm if you've already got the other one transformed. And bring this one around. Fold in his fist. Bring that in. Clip, clip. Yank on the knees. Fold up the fits. And bring this around and plug it in. Plug these. Oh, I lost a piece. Where did I lose a piece? Uh-oh. I didn't notice before, but I lost a piece. And I know he had it, so I'll have to track it down later. Robots in there. Missing pieces. It was complete when I got it. It fell out. Actually, it fell out in transportation when I ordered it from somewhere in the country. And so I fully have anticipated this, and I'll have to track it down. And then last but not least is this dude here. Yank, yank, yank. Rotate. Bring his face around. Bam. Bam. Fold. Slot. Knees. Toes. Feet. Bring this down and around. And plug it all in to each other. That dude doesn't want to really line up very well at all, does he? Plug these guys in. Wow, that elbow is hella loose on this one. Let me put out their landing gears. Should have done that as I came along. There's the one. There's the two. And there's three. So there they are in their alt modes, and they all look pretty damn good, I will say. Of course, I've always kind of preferred the look of Ramjet to the other ones. Just, you know, the white and the red and the black always looked good, and the design was always swanky to me. This guy does have ball jointed little auxiliary engines here, which is kind of cool. This guy here has got well designed, like I've pointed out. These are actually little plastic bits. That's not paint apps. So on the one hand, they might fall out. On the other hand, they're never going to wear out. They will always be red on gray, which is nice. A little bit of paint app there. All in all, good looking figure. These like unauthorized F-15 variations. Though I guess Takara has made masterpieces of all three of these, so I'm sure McDonnell Douglas approved them at some point. But anyhow, these are definitely painted gold, and they look pretty damn good, actually. But yeah, these figures are all pretty damn good. I like them. They will certainly stand in for what I need, which is really I just need guys to stand behind my other Seekers and to look cool, while these guys look cool in the foreground. But if you can find them for cheap, absolutely, you know, pick them up if that's what your collection calls for. I would probably, if you don't find DX9s for really cheap, then probably certainly go for one of the other ones if you feel like it's worth the money to you. But I always feel so weird when I'm recommending figures, because so much of my recommendation is like, oh yeah, if you feel like you need these, then you do pick them up. But like, that's really how collections go. Like, collections are all about, everybody defines what their collection needs, and it's really not just for anyone else to be like, you need this figure. Though of course there are figures that I do recommend across the board if you have any interest in that character, etc. But anyhow. But that's it for me. That's it for all three of these Seekers. Kind of a threefer there, which leads you to about 5 minutes per Seeker. That's pretty good time devotion, I think. But thanks everybody for watching. You guys are fantastic. I don't just say that because that's the tagline at the end of my videos. I really do think that you guys are fantastic. Go ahead and like, subscribe, support my channel that way. We've got more reviews coming up. I've actually got a small pile of things to review at this point, so I'm going to probably ramp up my my update schedule a little bit. But anyhow, you guys are fantastic. Everybody stay awesome and be good to each other. See ya. Bye.